social media sites to work harder to make sure that the rights of their youngest users are properly protected. Geraint Vincent, ITV News.
Well, Central Carrier joins us live now with some school children at a secondary school in Wiltshire. Central, the report throws up lots of issues very relevant to the people you are with.
Yes, that's right, Alistair. I'm with a group of 12 to 14-year-olds here at this school, and they tell me that they use social media sites like Snapchat and Instagram up to 50 times a day on their mobile phones, sharing photographs, texting their friends. Among them is Terry Roberts, who's 14. Terry, you have had a bad experience with one of these sites. What happened?
I shared a photo of my friend and she sent it to somebody else without my permission, and so they posted it all over Instagram and I hadn't realised, and by the next day loads of people have found out. And when I found out, I was just so embarrassed. I just wanted to cry so much.
Very serious issues there. Heather, what do you do to keep safe on the internet?
I always have my privacy settings on so that people can't access my personal information and my pictures. But I also don't accept people I don't know because I don't want them to see my pictures.
Very important. You'd think that that would keep you safe, but Cameron, you have read some of the terms and conditions of these social media sites now, which you hadn't done when you signed up. What do you think of the language that they use, and do you think it could be changed?
I think it could be changed so that then it could be for a younger age, so then more people could experience it and make it, and if they took this advice, then maybe it would make it a safer place.
What do you now understand from what you've read?
I now understand that basically they can take your photo and sell it onto other companies so without you even knowing that it happened, and also that they can delete your account for no reason whatsoever.
Very briefly, would it make you think twice about using some of these sites?
Yes, definitely.
Well, Mr. Roper, you are the head teacher here. What steps does the school take to teach children about the internet?
Well, we think it's important from day one when children join Year 7 to teach them internet safety. We teach 1 hour a week of IT to all children in Year 7 and 8, and before we teach them any applications, we teach them how to stay safe online.
And there's also, of course, the issue with parents and what they do at home. Well, Alistair, the message very much from here is that, of course, internet safety is important and that schools teach children about it, and so do parents. But there also seems to be this thing about social media sites that children are using and what they need to do to better equip these children about what the risks are and what exactly they're signing up to.
Indeed. Sergil, Mr. Roper, Terry, Heather and Cameron, thank you all very much. And listening to all of that with me in the studio, Claire Lilly, Head of Online Safety at the NSPCC, and Jenny Afia from the law firm Schillings, who contributed to the report. I'm going to start with you, Jenny, because first of all, a nightmare, the lad who said to Geraint, I just press and agree. And then young Cameron, I've read the terms and conditions, I understand them. You turned acres of legal gobbledygook into one sheet of A4.
Yes, and it took a while because they are complicated. There were 17 pages, over 5,000 words, which is really common for social media sites. And we managed to do it, and I don't see why all companies can't do that.
Yeah. You also heard Mr. Roper, the head teacher there, saying we start from day one. But this report from the Children's Commissioner found an army of parents throwing their arms up in despair.
Absolutely, and that's why the NSPCC in Children's Commission has produced a tool called NetAware. It's a tool which it basically describes all the most popular sites, games and apps which children use, and it's done by children. The descriptions are by parents and by children, so that if a parent is worried, they can go on there, type in the name of an app that their child is using and find out what are the risks. Are they likely to be contacted by strangers on this site?
Because if you take someone like Terry, the girl who was talking there to Sedgel, totally innocently puts a photo online, and then her friends, in inverted commas, spread it everywhere.
Absolutely, and that's something we get contacted at Childline about all the time. Children getting themselves into real pickles because they just don't understand, because it is very, very difficult to understand exactly what the repercussions of their online actions might be.
And legal rights come to life when you hear people like Heather, the second young lady to speak to Sedge, who said, I pressed the privacy button and I don't accept people I don't know. That's pretty basic stuff.
Yes, but you can't control what even your friends who you have accepted do and the speed at which information spreads around the internet.
So does the government need to beef up these regulations in some way?
No, I think there's actually plenty of law. There's some law which could be brought into effect earlier, but there's tons of law and we don't want more litigation. What I think we need is more education from parents, schools and young people themselves so they understand their rights, assert them against the companies and apply a bit of consumer pressure.
Yeah. Children's charities content with the legal framework, briefly?
We actually think there's room for a code of conduct and better best practice and the regulation to go a little bit further. We wholeheartedly agree with what the Office of the Children's Commission has said today, but I agree with Jenny. It's about parents and teachers having conversations with their children as early as possible. As soon as they start using the internet or any device, talk to your children and keep those channels of communication open. And if you're worried, call the NSPCC 02's helpline.
Okay, Claire and Jenny, thank you both very much indeed. Very thoughtful and very helpful indeed. We've put a lot more online as well, including your experiences as well as hints and tips, as we've just been discussing, on how you can help your children keep safe. That's all at itv.com/news.